How's it going, everybody? Poser Mobile here, bringing you some absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the Tokyo Game Show sale that runs through October 8th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history, and are at least a 70 on OpenCritic. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my coverage of any new sales that Sony puts out. I'm trying to get to 10K by the end of the year, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping for me, let's get into the video. For $2.39, Zombie Rollerz Pinball Heroes is a frantic pinball action roguelike where you smash hordes of adorable yet deadly zombies while unlocking new heroes, abilities, and loot across 4 randomized worlds. You'll select from 10 quirky heroes, each with unique powers, then launch, bump, and ricochet your pinball attacks to wipe out over 50 types of zombies in a colorful, cartoony overworld packed with branching paths and secrets. With hundreds of trinkets and skills to discover, 11 creative boss fights that demand precision shots and clever ability timing, and chaotic pinball physics driving every encounter, each run feels fresh and rewarding as you adapt to new challenges. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $3.74, Save Me Mr Tako Definitive Edition is a charming, retro-inspired action platformer where you guide a pacifist octopus, gifted with the power to breathe on land, through a heartfelt quest to end the war between humans and octopuses. Across 6 sprawling worlds with more than 50 levels, you'll spit ink to immobilize enemies and turn them into platforms, explore 16 dungeons, solve clever puzzles, and collect 50 unique hats that grant special abilities, all wrapped in nostalgic Game Boy-style visuals with selectable color palettes. The Definitive Edition adds new difficulty modes, rebalanced gameplay, hint systems, and quality of life upgrades, alongside an extensive soundtrack and extra borders for an even more polished experience. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $2.99, Gordian Quest is a sprawling deck-building RPG where you lead parties of 3 heroes through a cursed world teeming with darkness, treasure, and ever deadlier foes. Across 4 campaign acts and multiple modes, including the fast-paced roguelite realm mode and the endlessly replayable adventure mode, you'll explore procedurally generated maps, dive into fathomless dungeons, and tackle unpredictable events that test your strategy. With 10 unique hero classes, nearly 800 active and passive skills to mix and match, and deep systems for training, equipping, and upgrading your characters, every run offers fresh combinations, high-stakes decisions, and rewarding loot hunts. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Hammerwatch Anniversary Edition is a remastered hack-and-slash dungeon crawler celebrating the beloved 2013 classic with improved visuals, new content, and expanded features. Choose from 7 unique hero classes and battle through swarms of deadly creatures across 3 campaigns, including the all-new Shaftlock Tower, while uncovering secrets, solving puzzles, and looting powerful gear in both solo and online or local co-op play. With enhanced pixel art, a revamped item system, character customization options, expanded mod support, and new difficulty settings, this edition adds fresh depth and replayability to the already challenging adventure. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $3.99, A Tale of Paper Refolded is a heartfelt puzzle platformer bundle that includes the original game and its Unfolded Melody DLC, following Line, a delicate paper figure brought to life by its creator's dream. You'll master origami transformations to navigate a world where everyday objects become towering obstacles, solving light puzzles, completing precise platforming challenges, and avoiding environmental hazards that threaten your fragile form. Each level offers a unique atmosphere and storytelling through its environments, creating an emotional journey that unfolds wordlessly through exploration and perspective shifts. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $1.49, Mystic Pillars Remastered is a beautifully hand-drawn puzzle adventure inspired by the traditional Indian board game Mancala, set against the backdrop of ancient India. You play as a mysterious traveler journeying through the drought-stricken kingdom of Zampi, tasked with destroying magical pillars that block the water's flow by solving increasingly complex puzzles. With animated cutscenes, voiceovers in English or Kannada, and vibrant artwork influenced by the UNESCO World Heritage Site Hampi, each challenge immerses you deeper into its rich cultural storytelling and unique atmosphere. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Starward Rogue Complete Edition is a frenetic twin-stick bullet hell roguelite that bundles the acclaimed base game with its expansive, augmented DLC for an even bigger challenge. You'll pilot one of 9 unique mechs through the Megalith, a shifting labyrinth carved into the side of a star, blasting through over 500 handcrafted rooms packed with over 150 enemy types, 20 bosses, and traps like pulse turrets and flamethrowers. With hundreds of weapons, perks, and upgrades to mix and match, plus gold floors hiding rare treasures, new mechs, and unique challenge rooms, every run delivers chaotic combat, clever secrets, and wild build diversity. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $4.54, Reverie Sweet As Edition is a charming action-adventure set on Toromi Island, a fictional New Zealand locale where restless spirits threaten the peace during what should be a relaxing summer holiday. Inspired by Maori legend, you'll guide Tai through 6 puzzle-filled dungeons, battling menacing bosses, wielding quirky weapons, and uncovering the island's many secrets while collecting hidden bird feathers scattered across varied landscapes. This updated edition includes improved item selection, a bonus minigame, and polished gameplay tweaks, making the nostalgic Zelda-like exploration and combat even more engaging. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Teslagrad 2 is a beautifully hand-painted puzzle platformer that follows Lumina, a young Teslamancer stranded in the rugged northern land of Vermheim after her airship crashes. You'll explore a vast abandoned tower looming over fjord-side valleys, wielding electromagnetic powers to traverse treacherous environments, outsmart Viking raiders, and defeat monstrous bosses inspired by Nordic mythology while uncovering secrets of Lumina's ancestry. With curved magnet mechanics, fluid motion abilities like blinking and sliding, and a seamless text-free narrative supported by an orchestral Nordic-inspired soundtrack, this sequel expands on the beloved original with a larger world and fresh physics-based puzzles. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Arise, A Simple Story Definitive Edition is an evocative puzzle platformer that lets you navigate the poignant memories of 2 intertwined lives, bending time to shape the journey through love, loss, and nostalgia. You'll manipulate seconds, minutes, and even entire seasons to solve environmental puzzles and traverse stunning, handcrafted landscapes that reflect the emotional highs and lows of the story. With a vibrant art style, a dynamic orchestral soundtrack, and optional cooperative play to share their experience of controlling time with a second player, every moment feels immersive and heartfelt. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Wavetale is a story-driven action-adventure that lets you surf across the sunken archipelago of Strandville, battling sea monsters, helping quirky islanders, and uncovering the secrets hidden beneath the waves. You'll guide Sigrid, a young girl empowered by a mysterious shadow to walk on water, as you swing between rooftops, speed across open seas, and engage in fast-paced combat to protect the citizens of the islands. With heartwarming storytelling, a cast of memorable characters, collectible customization options, and a scrapbook system that reveals more of Sigrid's world, every exploration feels lively and engaging. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 6 hours to platinum. For 99 cents, the Forest Quartet is a serene 3D narrative puzzler where you embody the spirit of a departed lead singer, guiding her through the emotional journeys of her bandmates to deliver a final farewell concert. Across 3 acts, you'll use your voice to restore corrupted forests, reignite musical sparks, and manipulate elements like water and fire while gliding, floating, and even transforming into butterflies to explore each character's psyche. With a dynamically layered jazz soundtrack performed by the Danish radio big band, subtle environmental storytelling, and relaxing, intuitive gameplay with no text instructions, every moment is an immersive meditation on loss, grief, and the healing power of music. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about an hour to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.99, Togges is a colorful 3D sandbox platformer where you explore imaginative worlds, solve puzzles, and stack cute blocks called Togges to save the galaxy from the void. Across 7 massive levels and nearly 30 bonus stages, you'll discover vibrant environments, from futuristic cities to realms made of carrot cake, meet quirky characters, and uncover playful secrets that reward curiosity and creativity. With a strong emphasis on exploration, emergent gameplay, and a whimsical narrative, every corner of the handcrafted worlds offers surprises, collectibles, and eureka moments reminiscent of the golden age of 3D platformers. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $2.99, Swordship is a high-octane, futuristic dodge-em-up roguelike where you pilot a nimble ship through waves of enemies, turning their attacks against them with split-second maneuvers. Navigate randomly generated underwater levels, master shifting weather conditions, and experiment with power-up components while balancing risk and reward to maximize your score and survival. With adrenaline-pumping action, tactical dodging as your primary weapon, and a gritty post-global warming setting where humanity survives in vast underwater cities, every run challenges your reflexes and strategy in a grim yet exhilarating oceanic world. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $4.99, Inertial Drift is a retro-futuristic 90s-inspired arcade racer that reinvents drifting with its groundbreaking twin-stick control system, giving players unparalleled precision and flow. Every car offers a completely different handling style, encouraging mastery as you take on tight mountain passes, sweeping highways, and neon-soaked cityscapes across a variety of modes including story-driven races, arcade challenges, and competitive play. The vibrant neon visuals, dynamic tracks, and accessible yet deeply skillful mechanics creates a racing experience that feels both stylish and endlessly rewarding for newcomers and veterans alike. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Cursed to Golf is a roguelike twist on the classic sport where you're stuck in golf purgatory, cursed to keep swinging until you clear its deadly courses. Each hole must be cleared within a set par count or you'll be sent back to the beginning, forcing you to navigate hazards like spikes, fans, teleporters, and TNT crates, while relying on clever shot planning, ace cards that grant powers like U-turns and rocket balls, and shot idols that replenish your chances with cinematic flair. With over 70 handcrafted holes across 4 biomes, roguelike progression, leaderboard competition, and a quirky cast of characters, it's a funny yet challenging spin on golf. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 12 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Long Live the Queen is a visual novel and life simulation where you play as Princess Elodie, a 14-year-old suddenly thrust toward the throne after her mother's death. To survive until coronation, you must manage Elodie's weekly activities to build skills in diplomacy, strategy, economics, and magic, while guarding against scheming nobles and rival nations, with each choice carrying real weight through branching paths that can lead to alliances, betrayals, or sudden death in a tale of political intrigue and fantasy peril. Featuring multiple endings, manga-inspired art, HD backgrounds, and multilingual support, each run offers new outcomes. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Little Noah, Scion of Paradise is a casual roguelite action game where you journey through shifting dungeons, recruit over 40 unique Lilliputites to build customizable attack combos, and gather items to overcome ruined bosses. Every run strengthens Noah, letting you repair and upgrade your crashed airship with collected mana to unlock permanent facilities and boosts that make each future expedition smoother and more rewarding. Between its charming art style, accessible yet fast-paced combat, and creative party building that encourages constant experimentation, the game delivers a lighthearted but surprisingly deep roguelite loop. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Shadowrun Returns is a turn-based tactical RPG set in a cyberpunk fantasy Seattle where magic has returned and technology merges with flesh and consciousness. Play as a Shadowrunner navigating slums, corporate arcologies, and the dangers of magic and technology while tracking a mysterious killer, commanding a team of diverse runners to tactically overcome enemies with weapons, spells, and cybernetic tools, all while customizing each character through a flexible, classless skill system for unique playstyles. Featuring hand-painted environments, dynamic 3D lighting, illustrated portraits, and a redesigned console-friendly UI, it delivers a rich, immersive RPG experience. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition is the definitive console version of Harebrained Scheme's cyberpunk RPG, blending magic, technology, and tactical turn-based combat in gritty Hong Kong. Lead a team of Shadowrunners through a branching, story-driven campaign full of character development, moral choices, and conspiracies, with the over 6-hour Shadows of Hong Kong bonus campaign adding challenge, while customizing characters with classless skill progression, wielding over 200 weapons and spells, and navigating a world of corporate greed, urban strife, and magic. With updated visuals, dialogue, and redesigned UI, it delivers a polished, strategic RPG experience. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut is a standalone console version of Harebrained Scheme's acclaimed cyberpunk RPG, blending magic, technology, and tactical turn-based combat in dystopian Berlin. Lead a team of Shadowrunners through a branching, story-driven campaign of character development, moral choices, and conspiracies surrounding the rumored return of the Great Dragon Führerschwinge, while customizing characters with classless skill progression, wielding over 200 weapons and spells, and navigating a world of elves, trolls, and humans under ruthless corporations. With redesigned UI and expanded content, it delivers an immersive strategic RPG. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. Just be aware that there's a bundle on sale for $10 that includes Returns, Hong Kong, and Dragonfall. For $4.99, Arcade Spirits: The New Challengers is a standalone visual novel that blends retro-futuristic romance with the high-stakes world of esports competition. Balance social life while managing an arcade-dominated esports team, design a fully customizable protagonist and rival with evolving pronouns, personalities, and emotions, and explore 9 romance paths with multiple endings. Compete in tactical in-game esports matches, form deep friendships, or more with a vibrant, diverse cast, and experience a distinctive art style alongside stellar voice acting featuring Sungwon Cho, Frida Wolf, Simply Andrea, and more. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $2.69, Andro Dunos 2 is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up where players take control of the Yellow Cherry, tasked with ending a long-standing alien war once and for all. Navigate through vibrant, action-packed levels, blasting waves of enemies with 4 upgradable weapons, including lasers, hawks, and homing missiles, while collecting power-ups to enhance your arsenal and survive increasingly intense battles. This direct sequel to the 1990s classic delivers fast-paced arcade thrills, challenging enemy patterns, and a pulse-pounding soundtrack composed by Alistair Brimble of Alien Breed, Body Blows, and Project X fame. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $4.99, Reverie Knights Tactics is a turn-based tactical RPG on isometric battle grids, where every move can shape the story and character growth. Lead up to 4 heroes, each with unique abilities, as you journey across the continent to find the lost Elvian city of Lenorian, battling a goblin menace while exploring a richly crafted fantasy world filled with hidden scenarios and puzzles, collecting treasures to craft items and accessories that grant tactical advantages. With hand-drawn art, branching storylines, customizable characters, interactive battle environments, and multiple grid layouts, each encounter offers strategic depth and replayability. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $3.99, Cotton 100% is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up shooter where timing, reflexes, and precision are key as you blast through waves of enemies. Play as the young witch Nada de Cotton alongside the fairy Silk, who convinces her to help save the world from darkness while collecting giant willows, a magical candy that fuels their powers, as you navigate vibrant 90s-inspired stages filled with whimsical enemies, colorful effects, and secret items, chaining combos and unleashing special attacks to maximize your score. A faithful remake of Cotton Fantastic Night Dreams, it features a refreshed Super Famicom-style palette, nostalgic soundtrack, and charming, fast-paced action. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 2 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Fairune Collection is a retro-styled adventure RPG compilation where you guide a heroine through quests filled with puzzles, monsters, and treasure. Explore the original Fairune to unlock 3 mysterious statues and seal away a great evil, return in Fairune 2 to find a lost fairy in a bigger, more challenging world, and uncover the series' origins in Fairune Origin, a short but charming prequel, while the unlockable Fairune Blast adds a colorful shoot-'em-up twist for a fun diversion. With simple controls, 8-bit inspired visuals, chiptune soundtrack, and classic dungeon crawling mechanics, the collection delivers nostalgic adventure with modern accessibility. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 2 hours to platinum. For $3.74, KeyWe is a charming and chaotic co-op postal puzzle game where you play as Jeff and Deborah, 2 KeyWe birds navigating the Bungalow Basin telepost office. With no hands to help, you'll flap, jump, peck, and butt slam your way through interactive mailrooms, from the drop-off depot to the telegraph desk, facing sandstorms, blizzards, carnivorous plants, and paranormal activity along the way. Coordinate in single-player or team-up in online and local co-op to deliver mail on time, earn stamps to unlock wardrobe accessories, and solve hidden puzzles to collect special cosmetics, while taking on fun overtime shifts like feeding cassowaries, fixing leaks, and snowball fights. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.49, Nexomon is a 2D turn-based monster-catching RPG where you explore a vibrant world and collect, train, and evolve over 300 unique Nexomon. Choose from 7 starter Nexomon and build a team to take on powerful tamers, legendary champions, and the merciless Nexolord, using 7 elemental types to gain the advantage, capture wild Nexomon, and customize your roster to your liking. Travel across 10 diverse regions, from dense forests to volcanic zones and snowy landscapes, encountering colorful characters who may become allies or rivals along the way. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Lost in Random is a gothic, fairy tale-inspired action-adventure where every citizen's fate is dictated by the roll of a cursed die, blending dark storytelling with inventive gameplay. Explore the 6 shadowy realms of the Kingdom of Random as Even, a penniless girl on a quest to save her sister, accompanied by Dicey, a living die, while uncovering an age-old tale with a modern message by Eisner Award-winning writer Ryan North. Traverse cobbled streets, meet eccentric citizens, and engage in dynamic tactical combat that mixes card collection, explosive dice mechanics, and ever-changing board arenas, all while embracing the chaos of a kingdom ruled by a wicked queen. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.99, The Last Show of Mr. Chardish is a narrative-driven adventure exploring magical theatrical worlds created by director Robert Chardish, blending emotional storytelling with inventive gameplay. Step into the shoes of Ella, the actress, as she revisits an old theater decades later to uncover secrets in the extraordinary plays of her former mentor, becoming performer, audience, and muse in a journey of nostalgia and discovery. Each performance introduces unique scenarios, from escaping a robot factory to embodying a boastful musketeer, with painterly visuals made in VR, distinct gameplay mechanics, and artistic storytelling that brings the director's imagination to life. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 3 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Tormented Souls is a classic-inspired survival horror where you explore an abandoned mansion, solve twisted puzzles, and battle sinister forces in a relentless nightmare. Play as Caroline Walker, investigating the disappearance of twin girls at Winter Lake, waking trapped in an eerie, life-threatening situation, and navigating dark halls filled with deadly traps, fiendish enemies, and shifting realities through mirror gateways. Search for clues, combine items, fight horrific monsters, and manipulate reality to uncover the mansion's sordid secrets, all while balancing strategy, resource management, and tense exploration in a modern take on fixed perspective horror. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.39, Islanders Console Edition is a minimalist city-building strategy game where you construct settlements on colorful, procedurally generated islands and let your creativity shape vibrant worlds. Start with a blank canvas and a small set of buildings, placing each one carefully to maximize points and expand villages into towns, while adapting to each island's unique cliffs, forests, and coastlines, balancing resources and unlocking new structures that add strategic depth within a calm, meditative atmosphere. With endlessly fresh islands, intuitive mechanics, and a relaxing loop of creation and renewal, it's a rewarding blend of strategy and discovery. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Get Packed Fully Loaded is a chaotic, physics-based co-op game where you and up to 3 friends scramble to move an entire town under hostile eviction, mixing teamwork with slapstick destruction. As members of last-ditch removals, you'll race to load trucks while dodging explosions, hurling furniture across streets, and leaving a trail of debris in your wake, with the fully loaded edition adding new missions, maps, characters, outfits, and modes that expand the mayhem with scenarios testing creativity and speed. Whether coordinating with friends or embracing failure, it's a lighthearted co-op experience full of unpredictable carnage and laugh-out-loud moments. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Cthulhu Saves Christmas is a fast-paced, turn-based JRPG comedy where the master of insanity must save Santa Claus and regain his lost powers, blending absurd humor with quirky combat. Play as Cthulhu alongside the Snow Maiden, Baba Yaga-chan, and Belsnickel as you battle the League of Christmas Evil, fight Krampus, Mary Lwyd, and other festive foes, and build relationships with friends and enemies in playful life sim segments. Utilize multi-character abilities, insanify your enemies, and navigate tentacle-filled adventures across a holiday-themed world full of chaotic charm, unique villains, and more chickens than you'd expect in a Christmas story. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Crash Drive 3 is a chaotic open-world driving playground where you stunt, race, and explore vast environments, blending car customization, competitive events, and physics-based fun. Drive monster trucks, tanks, rockets, and over 50 vehicles through locations like forests, Arctic snow, Wild West canyons, and even the moon, taking part in events from crown theft to cop chases while leveling up stats, collecting cash, and customizing your rides with antennas, boosts, and unique number plates. Explore hidden secrets, complete dynamic challenges, dominate tank battles, and play with friends across platforms in a sandbox world full of absurdity, freedom, and high-octane thrills. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Mail Mole is a charming 3D platformer where you traverse magical worlds, solve puzzles, and collect treasures in a race to deliver the most important mail in Carrotland. Play as Molty, the heroic mail mole, running through underground tunnels, climbing walls, and soaring the skies while overcoming hazards like bouncy platforms, giant boulders, and treacherous spikes across 30 inventive levels. Explore hubs like Peaceful Plaza, meet villagers, customize Molty with hats and jetpacks, compete against mech rivals in fast-paced time attacks, and uncover secrets and environments from Coconut Islands to Yeti Ridge in an adventure filled with charm, challenge, and collectible rewards. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 11 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Natsuki Chronicles is a thrilling horizontal shoot-'em-up where you pilot Natsuki through past and present events across Saventia, blending fast-paced combat with deep customization and strategy. Fly through over 10 stages in story mode, alternating between Natsuki's rookie past and her present-day missions, while equipping combinations of 3 weapon types and unlockable gear to optimize offense and defense. Use the innovative bullet trajectory display to anticipate enemy attacks, tackle arcade mode with online leaderboards, and compete for high scores against friends and players worldwide in a vibrant, action-packed world full of challenging encounters and strategic depth. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Shady Part of Me is an emotional puzzle platformer where you navigate surreal dreamscapes as a little girl and her shadow, blending 2D and 3D gameplay with introspective storytelling. Work together to overcome emotional struggles, manipulate light and shadows, and use time rewinding abilities to solve contemplative puzzles while exploring unique watercolor-inspired environments filled with twists, surprises, and poetic charm. Experience a touching narrative brought to life by the voice of Hannah Murray, where cooperation, evolution, and reflection guide you through a dreamlike journey of self-discovery and growth. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Fogs is a charming puzzle platformer where you control a duo of dogs linked by a stretchy belly, solving inventive challenges across themed worlds while bouncing between single-player and co-op gameplay. Explore Food World with rivers of chocolate and tasty treats, stroll through the cozy sleep world filled with teddy bears and quilts, and romp through the whimsical play world with beaches, arcades, and toy-filled landscapes. Bark, bite, and pounce your way through imaginative puzzles, using teamwork, creativity, and the unique dual dog mechanics to overcome obstacles and unlock secrets in a colorful, lighthearted adventure. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.79, Dustoff Z is a top-down helicopter combat game where you pilot armed choppers through a zombie apocalypse, combining tactical missions with action-packed aerial gameplay. Hire gunners, rescue survivors, defend convoys, and eliminate high-value targets while navigating harsh weather and chaotic battlefields, upgrading and maintaining helicopters with unique playstyles, and using your winch to interact with the environment, picking up supply drops, placing defenses, recovering massive zombies, or turning shipping containers into battering rams. Master teamwork, strategy, and precise flying to survive and rebuild humanity in this intense aerial action experience. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Cake Bash is a frantic 4-player party game where adorable, drawn-to-life cakes battle it out in whimsical arenas to become the tastiest of all. Choose your favorite cake and compete in a variety of modes, cover yourself in sweets, hurl fruit into pies, or race through minigames like roasting marshmallows, piping frosting, or surviving the fork knife challenge. Dress up your cakes, collect toppings, and navigate playful arenas in single-player, local multiplayer, or online matches against friends or AI, all while enjoying chaotic, lighthearted competition and charmingly animated battles. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.24, One Finger Death Punch 2 is a fast-paced 2-button brawler where style, precision, and timing combine in relentless kung fu combat against waves of enemies, turning every fight into a cinematic spectacle. Attack left or right, chain together over 26 unique skills, and unleash flurries with over 1,000 possible animations, while facing increasingly challenging enemies in dynamic arenas. Master intuitive combat mechanics, perform cinematic combos, and enjoy unlimited replay value as you refine your reflexes, experiment with strategies, and survive the relentless onslaught in a martial arts showdown that blends addictive simplicity with over-the-top visual flair. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Unrailed is a frantic online and couch co-op construction game where up to 4 players work together to lay train tracks across endless procedurally generated worlds before the locomotive goes off course. You'll chop trees, mine resources, and build tracks while upgrading wagons, managing limited supplies, and contending with dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and unpredictable inhabitants that complicate your teamwork. With modes like Endless, Quick Play, and Versus, plus distinct biomes, unlockable characters, and a replay system, it delivers chaotic fun and replayability for groups who thrive on coordination under pressure. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Darkestville Castle is a comedy point-and-click adventure game where you play as Sid, a mischievous demon who thrives on chaos until his antics are disrupted by bumbling heroes and demon hunters. You'll explore hand-drawn environments filled with eccentric townsfolk, solve a variety of tricky puzzles that mix clever design with absurd humor, and uncover a witty narrative packed with gags, sarcasm, and nods to classic adventure games. With award-winning storytelling, a bizarre but memorable cast of characters, and a darkly comedic tone inspired by Tim Burton and LucasArts classics, it's a short but charming experience for fans of quirky humor. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 3 hours to platinum. For $1.59, Radical Rabbit Stew is a quirky, fast-paced action arcade puzzler where you wield an oversized spoon to whack mischievous rabbits into saucepans while rescuing kidnapped space chefs from their fluffy captors. Its quick pick-up-and-play design combines frantic arcade combat with clever puzzle mechanics, challenging you to think on your feet as you bash bunnies across grid-like arenas, avoid tricky hazards, and uncover creative ways to outsmart each stage. Juicy pixel art visuals, hair-raising boss encounters, and a sizzling retro-inspired soundtrack keep the energy high, while bite-sized levels make it easy to jump in for short or long play sessions. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 7 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Blaster Master Zero is a retro-inspired 8-bit style 2D action-adventure that reimagines the 1988 Sunsoft classic with modern refinements, expanded exploration, and brand new areas, bosses, and sub-weapons. You'll pilot the battle tank Sophia 3 across sprawling side-view maps, blasting through mutants and unlocking upgrades that expand your traversal and combat abilities, while diving into dungeons as Jason in top-down mode to clear rooms of enemies and uncover secrets. Every boss fight rewards new powers, items, and abilities that reshape how you approach both Jason's on-foot missions and Sophia's tank exploration, creating a constant sense of progression and discovery. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Blaster Master Zero 2 is a hybrid side-scrolling and top-down action-adventure that continues Jason and Eve's story after Earth's mutant threat is defeated, as they journey into space aboard Gaia Sophia to seek a cure for Eve's infection. The Gaia system converts damage and impact into energy, encouraging creative traversal across diverse planets, while Jason's blast counter lets him unleash timed, devastating counterattacks that turn top-down encounters into fast, tactical, and thrilling skirmishes. Along the way, you'll meet new allies, support droids, and formidable enemies that influence combat and story outcomes. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.99, Edna and Harvey The Breakout Anniversary Edition is a quirky, narrative-driven adventure where you guide Edna and her talking plush bunny Harvey as they escape a mysterious sanatorium, uncover secrets of her erased past, and outsmart the eccentric Dr. Marcel. Explore bizarre locations, interact with oddball inmates like a man in a bee costume and pseudo-Siamese twins, and solve clever puzzles that challenge your wit and timing. This remastered edition features high-resolution visuals, modernized controls, and a polished interface, blending classical point-and-click charm with smoother, more immersive gameplay. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Arcade Spirits is a delightful visual novel romantic comedy set in an alternate 20XX, where the 1983 video game crash never happened and arcades remain the ultimate social hub. You take on the role of a newly hired Funplex staff member, navigating quirky coworkers, eccentric customers, and arcade adventures while forming friendships, rivalries, and potential romances, with choices that shape both your character's career and relationships, as well as the overall fate of the Funplex, leading to branching storylines and multiple endings to explore. Witty dialogue, humorous scenarios, and heartfelt moments bring this vibrant arcade world to life, making every visit unique and memorable. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 16 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Deep Sky Derelicts Definitive Edition is a sci-fi turn-based roguelike RPG where you play as a stateless outcast scraping by on abandoned alien stations and ships, seeking a fabled derelict vessel rumored to grant citizenship and a better life. You'll assemble and customize a team of scavengers, engage in strategic, card-based combat, explore procedurally generated environments, and make choices that affect your survival and progression across a grim, dystopian universe. This edition combines the base game with the new Prospects and Station Life DLCs, adding new areas, mechanics, and content for enhanced replayability and tactical depth. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Freedom Finger is a music-driven, side-scrolling shooter where you blast through 40 over-the-top, cartoonish levels filled with frantic action and chaos. Featuring a fully voiced story mode with Nolan North, John DiMaggio, Sam Riegel, and Eric Bauza, the game blends a satirical narrative exploring topics like communism, U.S. foreign policy, sriracha sauce, and crafting in video games with rhythm-driven combat. A diverse soundtrack mixes original tracks by Aesop Rock with licensed music from Red Fang, Metz, Power Trip, and more, while adjustable difficulty settings let you relax with the story or crank up the challenge for intense, butt-blasting action. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Kamiko is a fast-paced arcade action game inspired by Japanese Shinto beliefs, where you take on the role of priestesses called Kamiko to battle demons, solve intricate puzzles, and navigate increasingly complex stages. Each level is filled with magically sealed torii gates that must be broken to reach powerful bosses, combining strategic puzzle solving with frantic combat, precise timing, and clever enemy encounters. Its minimalist yet vibrant visuals, energetic soundtrack, and intuitive controls make it easy to jump in, while the escalating difficulty, hidden secrets, and layered stage design keep every level engaging, challenging, and rewarding. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 3 hours to platinum. For $3.19, Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments is a narrative-driven detective adventure where you step into the shoes of the world's greatest detective to solve 6 thrilling cases, from murders and spectacular thefts to missing persons and mysterious investigations. Use Sherlock's 14 extraordinary detective skills to interrogate suspects, gather clues, and follow multiple avenues of inquiry, deciding not only who is guilty but also how justice will be served. Your choices carry weight, affecting your reputation and triggering far-reaching consequences as you balance moral decisions with the letter of the law, crafting a uniquely personal investigation experience. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Super Epic: The Entertainment War is a quirky, fast-paced action-adventure where you play as a rebellious raccoon mounted on a loyal llama steed, fighting to save video games from the dystopian grip of Regnant Corp, a company enslaving society with addictive free games. Explore a surreal, castle-like office brimming with enemies, traps, hidden secrets, and greedy corporate pigs, combining combat, platforming, and clever puzzle solving to overcome a variety of challenges. Uncover the twisted conspiracy, liberate the gaming world, and enjoy a satirical, over-the-top commentary on corporate greed, media control, and the love of gaming culture. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Gunlord X is a retro-inspired 2D action platformer where you blast through 11 sprawling stages packed with nasty creatures, colossal bosses, and hidden secrets, all set to a pumping, adrenaline-fueled soundtrack. Explore vast caverns, treacherous landscapes, and labyrinthine arenas while mastering a variety of weapons and perfecting your platforming skills with fully customizable controls that enhance every jump, dash, and shoot. This definitive version adds new features, updates, and refined gameplay mechanics, elevating the classic experience for both returning fans and newcomers to the series. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Tools Up is a chaotic, over-the-top couch co-op renovation game where you and up to 3 friends tackle wild home improvement projects in absurd, obstacle-filled apartments. Paint walls, tear down wallpaper, and follow blueprints while dodging spilled paint, pools of lava, and other hazards, all under a ticking clock that tests your teamwork, communication, and reflexes to the max. Complete tasks to unlock progressively challenging levels, chase delivery men, and earn stars for speed and precision, while simple controls and a playful party mode keep the action fast-paced, hilarious, and endlessly replayable for short or long sessions. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Raging Loop is a chilling visual novel set in the remote Japanese village of Yasumizu, where a suffocating mist traps everyone inside with no hope of escape, and ancient gods have returned to hunt the villagers one by one. Paranoia and fear spread rapidly, turning every interaction into a tense battle of trust, deception, and strategy as you unravel the mystery through branching storylines, analyze motives, test allegiances, and make critical choices that uncover shocking truths or seal grim fates. With its masterful blend of psychological horror, suspenseful twists, and multiple endings, it delivers a deeply gripping, replayable, and immersive narrative experience. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Torchlight 2 is a loot-driven action RPG bursting with monsters, treasures, and secrets, delivering fast-paced hack-and-slash combat in a vibrant fantasy world. Choose from 4 distinct hero classes and create unique builds with diverse skills, weapons, and armor, while your loyal pet fights alongside you, carries supplies, or even sells loot, all as you explore vast randomized areas with multiple hub towns and dynamic layouts that keep every run feeling fresh, with new enemies, rewards, and challenges to conquer. You can adventure solo or join up to 4 players online, experimenting with hero synergies and combining strategies to tackle the fiercest bosses together. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 65 hours to platinum. For 424, Songbird Symphony is a heartwarming rhythm platformer where an orphan chick named Burb embarks on a magical journey to discover his true origins through the power of music and friendship. You'll chirp to activate platforms, sing to the forest's colorful residents, and collect hidden notes that gradually layer into the soundtrack, blending your interactions seamlessly with the game's lively, enchanting musical world. The gorgeous pixel art, fluid animations, and cheerful cast of characters bring every area to life as you explore interconnected levels brimming with secrets, feathers to return, whimsical tales to uncover, and rhythm-based challenges that test your timing and creativity. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For 374, Agalos is a charming action RPG that blends 16-bit retro aesthetics with modern gameplay, thrusting you into the kingdom of Lumen as interdimensional beings threaten its peaceful existence and the balance of magic itself. Explore forests, seas, caves, and ancient temples in search of powerful magical elements needed to prevent total annihilation, uncovering secrets, challenging side quests, and hidden treasures along the way. The game's Metroidvania-style progression gradually opens up the sprawling world as you gain new abilities, equipment, and strategic options, while slick melee combat and responsive controls make every encounter engaging and satisfying. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 18 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Irony Curtain from Matroska with Love is a delightfully absurd satirical point-and-click adventure inspired by the classics of LucasArts and Daedalic Entertainment. Step into the shoes of Evan, a low-ranking, bumbling journalist who is involuntarily pulled into a high-stakes espionage standoff between the totalitarian Matroska and a powerful capitalist empire. Explore a bizarre communist country filled with quirky characters and secrets, navigate absurd puzzles, witness unpredictable story twists, and uncover the true and often hilarious agenda of the Supreme Leader, all while questioning why there's suddenly an alligator in the bathroom. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Figment is a surreal musical action-adventure set deep within the human mind, where thoughts, memories, and emotions manifest as tangible, often nightmarish forms. Play as Dusty, a grumpy former voice of courage, alongside his ever-optimistic friend Piper, as they journey through strange, imaginative realms to confront emerging nightmares, solve inventive puzzles, and restore the lost courage that keeps the mind balanced and resilient. The vibrant, whimsical world blends exploration, platforming, and rhythm-infused combat with clever environmental storytelling, creating a uniquely charming yet eerie adventure filled with humor, heart, and suspense. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 6 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Lovecraft's Untold Stories is an intense action roguelite where you face monsters from the Cthulhu mythos across randomly generated levels inspired by Lovecraft's tales, from eerie hospitals to shadowed jungles and the foggy streets of Innsmouth. Choose from 5 heroes, a detective, thief, professor, witch, or ghoul, each with unique combat styles, skills, and equipment, collecting weapons, items, and artifacts to survive. Encounter the great old ones, including Cthulhu, Nyarlathotep, Dagon, and Azathoth, but beware, without knowledge of these cosmic horrors, their presence can drive you insane. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $1.49, Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop, is a hilarious and charming management simulation where you run your dad's weapon shop, crafting and selling weapons to heroic spuds while building a reputation as the ultimate armory in town. Hire eager smiths to forge hundreds of weapons, collect rare materials, discover powerful relics and enchantments, train your staff, and strategically manage resources to maximize profits in a rewarding cycle of shopkeeping and adventure. The better your gear, the higher your renown, and soon your shop will cream the competition with the bonus adventure Spud Tales Journey to Olympus included for free. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $1.49, Holy Potatoes, We're in Space is a hilariously pun-filled strategy adventure where you lead Captain Cassie and her sister Faye across the galaxy in search of their missing grandfather Gigi while dodging the evil Eclipse. Explore countless planets and galaxies, recruit and manage a quirky potato crew, engage in turn-based space combat, and use resources to craft a spud-tacular arsenal and upgrade your ship from a bucket of bolts into a fully equipped interstellar vessel. With mashed management, scalloped simulation, and over-the-top potato humor, it's a delightfully wacky journey through a vast vegetable universe. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. Just be aware that a bundle with both a weapon shop and We're in Space is on sale for $2.49. For $3.99, Thronebreaker: The Witcher Tales is a single-player RPG that expertly blends narrative-driven exploration, strategic puzzles, and unique card-based combat in the rich, immersive, and morally complex world of The Witcher. Play as Meve, a battle-hardened queen of Lyria and Rivia, as she faces the looming Nilfgaardian invasion and embarks on a dark journey of revenge, political intrigue, and war. The game's story is enriched with memorable characters, difficult moral choices, and branching paths, while its card battles, exploration, and tactical decision-making add depth and challenge to Meve's campaign across a beautifully realized Northern Kingdoms. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Flipping Death is a quirky and inventive puzzle platformer where Penny, after dying under mysterious circumstances, finds herself filling in for Death himself, gaining the power to flip between the worlds of the living and the dead. Leap across platforms, solve clever and inventive puzzles, and help spirits find peace by possessing the living, manipulating their movements, and uncovering hidden clues in a witty, pop-up book-style world. With clever writing by Eisner Award winner Ryan North, colorful environments, and humorous interactions, the game combines exploration, puzzle solving, and dark comedy to unravel the mystery of Penny's demise. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 6 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Luminous Remasters is a hypnotic puzzle game where falling blocks, light, and music fuse into an immersive, rhythm-driven experience that captivates both mind and senses. Strategically drop 2-color blocks to form combos as the BPM bar sweeps across each measure, syncing your moves to electronic jams ranging from chill to upbeat, while playing over 40 skins, unlocking new ones in shuffle mode, and tackling varying tempos that test both speed, timing, and strategy. Compete locally in 2-player versus, climb online leaderboards, and feel the beat with trance vibration across up to 4 controllers for a fully immersive audio-visual experience. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Ikaruga is a critically acclaimed shoot-'em-up that challenges players with its signature polarity mechanic, where bullets and attacks are either black or white. Switch your ship's polarity to absorb enemy fire of the same color while carefully dodging opposing attacks, and chain defeats of 3 same-colored enemies in succession to rack up high scores, unleash devastating combos, and dominate the battlefield with precision, timing, and style. Its innovative gameplay, precise controls, and relentless bullet hell sequences make it a must-play for fans of challenging shooters, offering both intense action and strategic depth. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Unravel 2 is a heartwarming physics-based platformer and winner of the DICE Awards Family Game of the Year, where you create your own Yarny and form connections with other Yarnies in single-player or local co-op. Journey through a cold, imposing world that gradually bursts to life as you explore, solving clever puzzles, navigating challenging terrain, and confronting gentle monsters along the way. Every step strengthens bonds, teaches teamwork, and encourages creativity as you awaken the environment around you, discover unbreakable friendships, and experience a deeply emotional, charming adventure. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, about 20 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is a fast-paced 2D fighting game where fan-favorite characters from Blaze Blue, Persona, Undernight Inbirth, and Ruby collide in explosive, high-energy 2v2 battles full of chaotic action and strategy. Combining the tight mechanics, smooth gameplay, and gorgeous hand-drawn visuals of Arc System Works with frantic tag team dynamics, the game delivers both accessibility for newcomers and deep, rewarding challenges for seasoned players. Choose your team, execute flashy combos, and experience intense crossover clashes in a vibrant universe that celebrates the fighting genre with style, personality, and relentless excitement. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 7 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a retro-style action game from Koji Igarashi and Inti Creates, where you wield swords and whips to battle your way through perilous lands in a dark, monster-filled castle. Play as Zangetsu, a demon slayer driven by vengeance, and recruit fellow travelers with unique abilities to unlock hidden paths, tackle challenging stages, and influence both the difficulty and story outcomes. Combining tight platforming, varied combat mechanics, and multiple branching routes, every playthrough offers fresh challenges, secrets, and replayability in a nostalgically styled, modernized 8-bit adventure. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Dragon's Crown Pro is a stunning 2D action RPG where you journey through the kingdom of Hydaland in search of the legendary Dragon's Crown, battling monsters and uncovering treasures along the way. Choose from 6 playable classes and engage in ranged or close combat, solo or cooperatively, as you explore winding dungeons filled with new challenges, secrets, and epic encounters. Featuring beautifully refined painted artwork in 4K, a re-recorded orchestral soundtrack, and classic side-scrolling beat-em-up mechanics, the game blends nostalgia with modern enhancements to deliver a breathtaking high fantasy adventure. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $1.39, Masters of Anima is an original adventure game set in the magical world of Spark, where you command massive armies of up to 100 guardians in fast-paced, strategic battles that demand quick thinking and tactical skill. Play as Otto, an apprentice of Anima gifted with incredible powers, and strive to achieve the rank of Master to rescue your betrothed Anna from the evil Tsar and his fearsome golems. Summon and control unique guardians with specialized abilities, upgrade your powers, explore Spark's vibrant environments, and face formidable bosses in a challenging adventure that blends strategy, action, and narrative. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Burnout Paradise Remastered is an action-packed arcade driving game that puts you in control of the streets of Paradise City, from hectic downtown avenues to winding mountain roads, as you pull off high-octane stunts, cause wanton destruction, and compete in thrilling challenges. This remaster includes all content from the Year of Paradise, including the Big Surf Island update, fully optimized for 4K on PlayStation 4 Pro, and provides the ultimate playground for solo or online multiplayer mayhem with friends. With a vast open world, endless events, and countless opportunities for chaos, every drive delivers non-stop adrenaline and excitement. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $1.19, Pinstripe is a darkly charming adventure game where you explore 6 hauntingly beautiful levels of hell, using your slingshot to battle bizarre creatures, solve inventive puzzles, and uncover hidden secrets. Join your loyal family pet George as you follow clues, navigate a mysterious world, and experience a deeply emotional story brought to life through professional voice performances and celebrity cameos. Combined with an immersive, original soundtrack composed by the game's creator, unique environments, and memorable characters, every step draws you deeper into a compelling narrative full of surprises and discovery. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 7 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Middle-earth Shadow of War is an action RPG where you forge your own army, conquer fortresses, and dominate Mordor from within, facing off against Sauron, his ringwraiths, and countless enemies along the way in epic, memorable battles. The award-winning Nemesis system ensures every encounter creates unique personal stories with dynamic enemies and loyal followers, shaping a living world where your choices and victories leave lasting consequences. Explore vast, richly detailed environments, engage in thrilling combat, and experience a gripping story set in the iconic Middle-earth universe where nothing is ever truly forgotten. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $2.99, SteamWorld Dig 2 is a Metroidvania-style platform mining adventure where you guide a lone steambot and her unlikely companion to uncover the mysterious tremors threatening an old trading town. Dig through vibrant underground worlds filled with treasure, secrets, traps, and deadly enemies, including shadowy creatures and the haunted remains of an ancient electrical threat, while upgrading your gear to explore ever deeper caverns. Swing across massive chasms with your hookshot, soar through caves with the jet engine, and unravel the truth behind your long-lost friend in a beautifully crafted, challenging, and highly replayable underground adventure. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For 224, Red Faction 2 is a fast-paced first-person action game set on 22nd century Earth, 5 years after the rebellion on Mars, where you fight to overthrow a corrupt dictator and restore peace. Play as Elias, a demolitions expert, leading a squad of 5 super soldiers enhanced with nanotechnology, each with specialized abilities, as you battle through diverse levels using vehicles, powerful weapons, and massive explosions. Navigate war-torn environments, topple propaganda-filled strongholds, and unleash destruction in a gripping campaign that combines tactical strategy, chaotic action, and satisfying demolition mechanics across a variety of challenging missions. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Rock of Ages 2, Bigger and Bolder is a chaotic tower defense action game where giant rolling rocks crush enemies through various historical and artistic eras, combining strategy, destruction, and fast-paced fun. Building on the original, this sequel ramps up the surrealism with enhanced graphics, improved physics, and highly destructible environments powered by Unreal Engine 4, while introducing new time periods and a frantic 2v2 multiplayer mode. Smash through defenses, outsmart opponents, and experience hilariously over-the-top gameplay as massive boulders roll, collide, and wreak havoc across imaginative landscapes in a rock-solid mix of strategy and action. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $3.99, The Escapists 2 is the ultimate prison sandbox where you craft, steal, brawl, and plot your way to freedom across 10 challenging multi-story prisons filled with guards, security systems, and hidden secrets. Customize your inmate with over 300 options to create a truly unique character, then team up with up to 3 friends online or locally to engineer wild, inventive, and often chaotic escapes. With a mix of stealth, strategy, and frantic multiplayer fun, the game challenges you to explore every corner of each prison, discover clever ways out, and overcome increasingly cunning guards, while experiencing the satisfying tension of a high-stakes breakout. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Ken Follett's The Pillars of Earth is an interactive story game that brings the world best-selling novel to life, letting you shape the fate of Kingsbridge through exploration, dialogue, and meaningful choices. Play as Jack, Alina, and Philip as their lives intertwine amid 12th century England, a time of war, poverty, and ambition, while striving to construct one of the greatest cathedrals the country has ever seen. Guide Jack from his upbringing in the woods to master stonemason, support Alina's efforts to reclaim her family's honor, and navigate Philip's monastic and political challenges, all in a richly detailed narrative that balances history, drama, and player agency. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.89, Graceful Explosion Machine is a fast-paced, side-scrolling arcade shooter where you pilot a nimble fighter ship armed with an overpowered quad weapon array, blasting your way through jewel-hued alien worlds filled with crystalline enemies. Lost in deep space, you'll dash, shoot, and combo across over 30 levels spanning 4 unique worlds, mastering precise controls and devastating firepower while uncovering a path back home. With vibrant visuals, bold geometric enemy designs, an analog and digital synthesizer soundtrack, and a dedicated score attack mode, every run rewards skillful play and encourages repeated attempts to perfect your combos. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun is a hardcore tactical stealth game set in Edo period Japan, where you command a team of deadly specialists to infiltrate castles, snowy monasteries, and hidden forest camps. Use traps, poison, stealth, or cunning strategy to overcome enemies, as each character's unique skills and personality shape your tactics, and over the course of the story, trust is built and friendships form while the group faces personal demons, requiring players to think creatively to master challenging missions. With intricate level design, tense stealth mechanics, and rewarding strategic depth, every mission offers a thrilling, high-stakes challenge. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition is the best way to jump into one of 2016's most surprising, exhilarating, and fast-paced shooters. Experience fluid, high-octane combat as you pilot massive titans, or run and gun as agile pilots, now with all Deluxe Edition content included, plus the Jumpstart pack that instantly unlocks all titans, pilot classes, and funds, while granting double XP tokens and a custom R201 carbine warpaint to get you fully up to speed on the frontier. With expansive multiplayer modes, a thrilling single-player campaign, and fully upgraded cosmetics, this edition delivers the ultimate Titanfall 2 experience for both newcomers and returning fans. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Seasons After Fall is a 2D platform puzzler that lets you explore a magical world as a wild fox, using the power to change the seasons at will to manipulate the environment and solve intricate puzzles. Shift between winter, spring, summer, and autumn to unlock new paths, freeze waterfalls, raise water levels, or make plants grow, while navigating a gorgeous hand-painted 2D landscape filled with secrets and hidden lore. With a captivating journey to meet the Four Guardians, an enchanting original soundtrack performed by a string quartet, and a world that reacts dynamically to your seasonal powers, this charming adventure immerses you in its vibrant, living universe. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 8 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Sublevel Zero Redux is a first-person roguelike 6 degree of freedom shooter set in a universe on the brink of collapse, where you pilot a lone gunship on a critical mission to loot, craft, and master ancient technology. Descend into procedurally generated zero-gravity environments, facing relentless enemies, navigating twisting corridors, and scavenging rare resources as you gather the tools your clan desperately needs to survive. With fast-paced precision combat, strategic upgrades, tense encounters, and a constantly changing underground facility, every run delivers an intense, action-packed challenge that tests skill, adaptability, and quick thinking. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $1.19, A Pixel Story is a chaotic and charming platformer set in a hidden world deep inside your computer, where an unlikely hero must navigate magical teleporting hats, thieving seagulls, glitchy software, maniacal operators, and unexpected hazards at every turn, all while uncovering secrets and solving clever puzzles. Packed with challenging platforming, devious traps, clever puzzles, and a laugh-out-loud story brimming with tongue-in-cheek humor, pop culture references, and surprising twists, this adventure is a loving homage to gaming history that will test your reflexes, timing, and problem-solving skills while keeping you thoroughly entertained. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $3.74, The Flame and the Flood Complete Edition is a gripping wilderness survival game where a girl and her loyal dog travel by foot and by raft down a procedurally generated river. Scrounge for scarce resources, craft essential tools, treat afflictions, evade dangerous wildlife, and carefully manage your health as you navigate a harsh, unpredictable wilderness. This complete edition adds gameplay enhancements, improved mechanics, and a director's commentary mode, all complemented by an original alt-country soundtrack from Chuck Reagan, featuring the camaraderie, the fearless kin, and other special guests to create a hauntingly atmospheric survival experience from start to finish. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2.24, Red Faction drops you into the chaos of a full-blown rebellion on Mars, where the Ultor Corporation's promise of prosperity has given way to brutality, plague, and desperation. As a miner pushed past the breaking point, you'll ignite an uprising that changed first-person shooters forever, using the revolutionary geomod technology to reshape the battlefield in real time by blasting through walls, tunnels, and enemy strongholds across the planet's crimson surface. With 15 devastating weapons, 5 unique vehicles, intense missions, and a gripping story of resistance and revenge, it's a must-play piece of FPS history. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Lara Croft Go is a beautifully crafted, turn-based puzzle adventure that reimagines the Tomb Raider series with clever strategy, elegant minimalism, and a touch of serene mystery. Set in a haunting, long-forgotten world, you'll guide Lara through ancient ruins, uncovering lost secrets, deciphering dangerous puzzles, and facing traps and monsters guarding the myth of the Queen of Venom. With over 115 intricate puzzles spread across 7 chapters, each featuring lush hand-drawn visuals, fluid animations, and an immersive soundtrack, it's a masterclass in atmosphere and design that rewards patience, curiosity, and precision. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum. For $1.49, Silence is a heartfelt and visually stunning adventure about two siblings caught between life and death. When Noah and his younger sister Rini are separated during an air raid, he ventures into the mysterious realm of Silence, a hauntingly beautiful world filled with wonder, sorrow, and the echoes of war, where they encounter unforgettable characters like Spot, a magical caterpillar companion, who guides them through puzzles and perilous obstacles in a land where serenity and danger intertwine. With its emotional storytelling, gorgeous hand-painted art, and moving soundtrack, Silence delivers a touching tale of love, loss, and hope in the face of despair. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Watch Dogs 2 puts you in the shoes of Marcus Holloway, a brilliant young hacker navigating the vibrant, tech-saturated streets of the San Francisco Bay Area. Join forces with DedSec, a notorious hacker collective, to expose the corrupt use of CTOS 2.0, a powerful surveillance system wielded by corporations to monitor, manipulate, exploit, and control citizens on an unprecedented scale, while uncovering hidden conspiracies, sabotaging corporate schemes, and challenging the city's digital overlords. Use stealth, hacking, parkour, and high-tech gadgets to outsmart enemies, uncover secrets, and bring justice to a city teetering on the edge of digital chaos. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Shu is a beautifully crafted 2D platformer that blends exploration, puzzle solving, and cooperative gameplay as you guide Shu through a world devastated by a catastrophic storm. As Shu journeys across 21 lush, expansive levels and 6 diverse lands, he encounters stranded villagers who grant him unique abilities in exchange for his help, unlocking new paths, secrets, and collectibles along the way. Recruit and master the powers of 10 quirky characters, compete in time trials, and immerse yourself in a hauntingly memorable original soundtrack that underscores the desperate quest for sanctuary and the hope of stopping the storm. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided thrusts players into 2029, where mechanically augmented humans are outcasts, and elite agent Adam Jensen must navigate a world that despises his kind, while uncovering a sprawling global conspiracy full of danger, intrigue, and moral dilemmas. Customize cutting-edge weapons and augmentations to suit your playstyle, explore diverse near-future locations, and make meaningful choices that shape the outcome of the story, all while balancing stealth, combat, and hacking strategies. The game also introduces Breach Mode, a puzzle arcade experience that tests your tactical skills in a new and innovative way. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $2.24, SteamWorld Heist puts you in command of a Steam-driven pirate crew, leading epic tactical shootouts across enemy spaceships. Unlike traditional turn-based strategy, you manually aim each shot, allowing insane skill shots, ricochets, and bullet-bouncing action that rewards precision and creativity, while upgrading your recruits with unique weapons, abilities, and even stylish hats as you explore procedurally generated levels brimming with loot, danger, and strategic opportunities. With 15 to 20 hours of core gameplay plus New Game Plus, optional DLC content, and a quirky soundtrack by Steam-powered Giraffe, this game balances accessibility for newcomers with depth for veterans. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Unravel introduces Yarny, a lovable character made from a single thread of yarn that slowly unravels as you move. Explore the breathtaking, snow-dusted landscapes of northern Scandinavia in this physics-based puzzle platformer, using Yarny's thread to swing from branches, hitch rides on kites, and overcome inventive environmental challenges that test both skill and timing, all while embarking on a heartfelt journey through levels that symbolize the ties that bind loved ones and help Yarny reconnect the family's long-lost memories. Told entirely without words, Unravel is a visually stunning, emotionally resonant adventure about love, hope, and life's delicate connections. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 9 hours to platinum. For $1.59, Hitman Go Definitive Edition is a turn-based strategy game set in a stunningly stylized interpretation of the Hitman universe. Strategically navigate fixed grid spaces to avoid guards, eliminate targets, and infiltrate heavily defended locations, using careful planning, stealth, and foresight to progress through increasingly complex and challenging puzzle-like levels with intricate layouts. With beautifully rendered diorama-style environments, stylish freeze-frame visuals, immersive sound design, and award-winning game design, this edition delivers a satisfying experience that tests the skill and cunning of even the most dedicated Hitman fans. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 4 hours to platinum.